I want to basically say you can make better decisions for which you have to think for yourself. You have to know yourself and your expectations and what constitutes a luxury, what constitutes useful, what constitutes pointless, what constitutes there's no reason to have one of these in my life. Like, for example, let's take a example that people will immediately have a fight over, right? Android versus Apple. Like, you know that I use the Apple ecosystem almost exclusively, and I recognize it's an ecosystem and they've built the walls and it's very hard to leave, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But Apple said something at the beginning which made sense to me, which is this is not a device that should take over your life. It's a device that should enable your life and you should be able to do stuff with it. So when an Android guy says, I have a much more flexible phone and I can do so many things with it, makes no difference to me. That's not what I want in my life. I'm not sitting there to code my phone.
Correct.
Right? It has enough flexibility in the Apple system that I need to operate my things. And between my iPad and my watch and my phone and my laptop, the way the things transfer between these four objects, that's exactly how I wanted to transfer. I have more expectations from Apple, but they are the features that I really gravitate towards. And to me, therefore, paying that kind of money is worth it. And over the last, 10, 15 years of using Apple devices, they have done the jobs that I want these devices to do. So I think the money I have paid for these, it's not unjustified.
So you're saying fewer but better?
Yeah, is one way to look at it, right? It depends on your perspective. There will be people who say, no, I want a lot. And if all of that is relatively low quality, I am okay with that.
This analogy actually will work very well for cars.
Yeah.
Especially what you brought up about features, right?
Correct.
And people are genuinely thinking these days that more features makes a better car.
No.
It's easy to tick off those boxes on a brochure, and you see the ridiculous stuff that gets added on a car brochure today. It's insane.
Correct.
It'll be like split headlamps. Okay, I mean, how does it make my life better?
Yeah.
Chrome piping on the DLO, stuff like that. Okay, man, you want to talk about what you've done on the car? Good for you, but people are buying into this and saying that, "Arey, usme ye hai, usme ye nahi hai." The day the chrome piping becomes blacked out, that also comes like this. Blacked out.
And the fear of missing out you're implying, I think, should be focused on the idea that I could have been outside doing something else. Instead, I'm sitting here in front of a screen, fretting over whether there is chrome on my DLO or not. I mean, there has to be a better way than this, right? In the last year, we've had some fantastic motorcycles come as the 400cc segment grew, right? And I suppose we've also participated in the making sure you understand what this bike does well and badly. So if you take the example of the Speed 400, for example, up to 105, it's not an unpleasant motorcycle. Beyond 105, there is vibration, there is a sense of strain, which to me is unexpected. I've set the agenda very clearly. If you're not a fast rider, there is no reason why the Speed 400 will not make sense in your life. But if you intend to go fast because you saw the 40 bhp on the spec sheet and then you correlated it to the 2.3 lakh rupees and all of that, then accessing those 40 bhp on a regular basis, whether you can do it or not, given our traffic or not, it's not going to be pleasant. That's the expectation I'm setting. But in theory, a 30 bhp bike could give you the same feeling as the Speed 400, because if you're not a fast rider, the next 5 bhp, 10 bhp is not going to make any difference to you anyway. It's just a number on a spec sheet.
Correct.
Right? I've been riding the Himalayan regularly, and the Himalayan has a very even spread of torque from the bottom to the top. It doesn't really have a place where it is weak. It has places where the vibration is less and vibration is high. But we've got 3,300 kilometers on this Himalayan now. It's been through its first service. I've tried normal fuel and premium fuel, and there is a minor difference in the vibration. It's slightly less vibey than the initial because the engine has settled in a little bit, and first service.
Was there any change after the service?
Slight. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not thinking about the vibration of this bike on a regular basis anymore anyway. I know it's there. And if I were to go from here to Kolhapur, which is from here a 330-40 kilometer run, I know on the other side my hands will be slightly buzzed. But I'm enjoying so many other aspects of this motorcycle that I don't think as an owner, you will think that the Himalayan's vibration is a major issue. You will think of it as room for improvement, and you hope that Royal Enfield gives a better bike to the next customer. Will you reject this bike 6 months down the line saying, man, it vibrates so much, I wasted my money? I don't think so. But look at the amount of noise the vibration has created. Right? The noise the vibration has created. I like it. It's all refinement, right? So
it's really become an issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would, right? Because look, our expectation is butter smooth hona chahiye. It should not make any vibration at all, which a single cylinder motorcycle can do up to a limited amount of performance. Correct. After that, it has to vibrate if it has to give you more performance. Is the same problem with heat? How many questions do we get saying, does this bike heat up? Well, it's an ICE engine. It is going to heat up. Yeah. In a car, you have a firewall protecting you from all of that heat. On a bike, you don't have that luxury. So your feet are next to the cat con. The engine is between your knees. The radiator is ahead of your knees, blowing air at your feet, and the damn thing runs on heat.
If you don't like opinions and opinionated people, then my recommendation is do not head to the MotorInc channel, because you're 100% gonna get a clear shot at what we are thinking, and our hope is that it'll help you. So choose wisely.